G'day everyone, welcome back. Thanks for hanging in there with me. So the last video I did was the Jericho Cup in Warrnambool, the Warrnambool races. And yeah, a lot of good people there, got some funny stuff. I thought it went well, sort of advertised the Warrnambool race course. So if you haven't had a look at that, have a little look at it. So anyway, I've got a joke for you. So there's a bloke in an outback pub and there's another fella next to him. And he says to the barman, can I have a beer, donkey? So every time he wants a beer for a couple of hours, he calls him donkey. He said, oh, can I have a beer, donkey? Every time. Anyway, the bloke next to him that was drinking next to this fella, he went over to the barman. He said, why does he call you donkey? He goes, he always calls me that. So I'm trying to work on my YouTube channel. Got a fair way to go. Anyway, I've got people like this on here that I'm trying to, I don't know, they've got the big numbers, like, 100,000. And this is a kid's one, 192 million views. I'm not going to get near that, am I? But even this girl from Australia, Molly Dixon, so, good picture on the front. I'm going to struggle to beat this one. But anyway, wait on. So this is what, you got to try and,
taking you guys on the adventure with me, we'll see what we can.
How can I beat that?
I'm thinking
I can't. I can just keep plodding along. Not going to get near her views, have I? Anyway. So I used to work at a meat works where I live a couple of times years ago. 2 stints. I've done 2 stints there. So I know, felt a bit like a jail sometimes. Just wanted to get out, couldn't get out. And I met a lot of characters. I don't judge people a few people on drugs, whatever. They test for drugs now, but back in the day, some of them, they've chose to do what they want to do, but some of them are the greatest people, the funniest people ever come across. And one of the blokes, he was a bit of a character, and I got talking to him one day and talking about getting drunk. And paralytically drunk, really bad. And I said, well, what's paralytically drunk? And he goes, he said, it's actually when you shit yourself. When you've drank that much that you've shit yourself, in bed. And he said, it's happened to him twice. Well, I've never got to that point yet. I've pissed on the drawers and on the carpet, a bit lost, half asleep, but got the carpet man in to fix it. But I've never done what this bloke has done. But anyway, so we're leading up to Christmas now. Christmas is coming. And I had to put all the Christmas lights up on the house, grandkids and all that, which, I love doing it. But we had solar panel ones that I put up, and I was on my own doing it. I'm pulling them around, bull at a gate, rough as guts. Anyway, I put them all up, fucking not quite working properly. I've got to get up on the ladder and turn it to solar panels and then turn it back at night time so it works, because I must have damaged some of the wires putting the bastards up. So my advice is just to get the ones that run off power. I think they're much more stronger and secure. Anyway, I'll just rough as guts. That's what I am. Now, I'm 52 years old now, starting to feel the pinch with me work, getting a bit sore, and starting to feel a little bit older. But, you look around everyone, a lot of young ones, I'm a bit old now, I'm the oldest person in the room. Well, a good way to feel young again go to a lawn bowls club and walk in, and you'll be the youngest person practically there. If you're 52, that's how you feel young again. Walk into a Warrnambool, like a bowls club somewhere. So I go to the Warrnambool Bowls Club, feel young again. So I don't know if you've ever had hemorrhoids, but if there's a few people watching this, there's a fair chance that there's some people that have had hemorrhoids. Not good to have. A little bit of blood on your toilet paper when you're wiping your ass, and you worry about it a little bit, but generally most times it is hemorrhoids, which is probably a good thing, really. So I had to get checked out a few years ago, and they tied them. They tie them up, sort of trying to make them stop. No, that didn't work. I was over in Perth on a bit of a holiday. And anyway, I'm going to be really honest about this and get a laugh out of it. So when it gets real bad, you get blood and that in your jocks. It's not fucking good. A little bit of poo. And I had to change my jocks. Fucking, and I had these light trousers on. And we were travelling across Perth to another area. And fucking, you could see a little bit of a stain on my trousers. Again, like second time. But I had nothing with me. Had to go and buy another pair of trousers and jocks at a clothes place to get on with the day. So there was a lot of problems with it. So then when I got back from a holiday, had to wait for an operation. And the worst, I know there's a lot about operations, but this operation, they've got to cut the hemorrhoids out of your arsehole. And it's a really bad operation. Had it done, and after I woke up, I don't think I stayed in the night. I think it was a day operation. And the doctor said, have you passed urine and that to go home, and I just told him that I had, because I wanted to go home. So I get out of hospital, and I'm all sort of pains in the guts because I hadn't had a piss. And I've been stitched up around my arse, and on a bit of stuff to help me with the pain. So I was meant to have a few days off work, and I didn't. Because I work for myself, I thought, I should be right. But nah, I had to have a few days off. But as after 2 or 3 days, I hadn't had a shit because of the fucking medication, and just trying to get through it all. And then I'm all pains and not good. So the only way if you're having a shit when you got this operation after you've had it and you've been stitched up, it's the most worst pain. You're scared to have a shit, right? You don't want to be in that situation. It even got that bad at one stage, I had to get in the bath and have a shit in the fucking bath. It's all floating around and I'm fucking pushing it out of the way. But it took the relief out of it. And then I was all right, but it took about 3 or 4 days. It's one of the worst things that's ever happened to me. And I'm sharing my experience. Hope you get a laugh out of it. And anyone that's had it will understand what I mean. But eat fucking Wheat Bix and cereal for breakfast. Don't eat 10 pieces of toast like I used to when I was a kid, because it's fucking caught up with me. Cereal is important. Get on it every day. So a few years ago, my wife and I went, there's this thing called Timeshare. And some people would know, a lot of people know what I'm talking about. So there's all these motels that you pay money to, you pay money and you can go and stay in these places all over the world. And you get caught up in it, they'll hand things to you in places you go and they try to get you to join up. So we got caught up one day because they gave us 2 nights at a motel in Melbourne. Might have been $74 for 2 nights. Australian. I thought, yeah, we'll fucking get on this. But we just had to listen to this timeshare thing, this deal that they were doing, maybe for an hour and a half, while we were there. So we'll make a holiday out of it. So we get down there, and I think we were there in the morning. In the afternoon, we had to go to this thing where there's all these other people there like us that they were trying to sell stuff to. And the first off, they're explaining what was going on. You got to do this, you get this and get that, and you can go everywhere in the world once you pay this money. It's all sort of, and then you can hand it down to your kids. And, they go, like it's only $20,000, like, or whatever it was, to put into it. I'm like, fucking, I haven't got $20,000 fucking dollars. And I said, nah, mate, and then they bring it down. They said 10,000, 8,000, and like 5,000. And we were never going to fucking do it. Some people reckon it's good, but I don't know. But anyway, we got to it and got through it all. Just wanted to get the fuck out of there. get 2 real cheap nights. Enjoy ourselves. Eventually we got out of there, and the bloke didn't get nothing out of it. That was all right. Fucking beauty. We got another free night. Anyway, walking down, and I seen these chocolates. All these chocolates, in this, and it said complimentary. It was later on in the day when we were walking up out of the foyer, and it said just free, and I was putting a heap in my pocket. And Patrina, my wife, said, "What are you doing?" It was like there was strawberry, there was all these different type ones, and I said, "What do you mean? I'm getting some free chocolates." She said, "They're not fucking chocolates. They're pods, like, for a coffee machine." Well, country bumpkin me. I didn't fucking know what they were. I thought they were fucking free chocolates. Just getting something for free. So, just getting back to the meatworks where I worked again. Tough place to work. Any job you're on, a bit like a robot. You've got to have some fun, to feel like when there was no bosses around much, we'd still do our work, but we'd fuck around, like just do some stuff and keep the day going. And, there'd be all people in front of me working. I'd start making out I'm yawning just to see how many people I could get to yawn. You nearly get everybody, like, just fuck it. That's how fucking much you've done your head in. Then another time I was working and just cruising along, and you'd cut a bit of wool off the sheep because all the walls were white. And if you had time, me and these other couple of blokes I was working with were actually working where you kill the animals, and a lot of blood around. So you cut a bit of wool off the sheep, and we'd go real fast and put a heap of bodies on there so we'd be way ahead, and then we'd play hangman. Like so you dip the wool in a bit of blood and we'd put the little dashes across. Like, yes, it come up real good, nice red colour, nice red on the white wall. And we'd play noughts and crosses. Anything to fill the day in. Anyway, then there was another fella that these blokes called the floor boy. So we'd be way up high where we're doing our job, where they kill the animals. And I was a shackler. And then they'd come down and they'd go down this little slide thing. And they'd sort of drop down about 1.5 meters. And it's called the blood pit. And there used to be, all the new people used to get a job as a floor boy. And they'd have a little squeegee, and they were trying to, if they didn't get back there real quick, the blood would be like nearly up to your knees, like a jelly. And they were trying to free it, make it go down the hole. Anyway, we'd tell them the hole's over there, and they'd turn the squeegee upside down and like going up and down like that with the bottom of the squeegee trying to make the blood flow. But we'd tell him the hole's over there, but it wasn't. It was actually over the other side. Just getting a bit of a laugh out of a lad trying to do his job. They're real nervous, new people in abattoirs. And then when we cut the throats of the animal, they're open up like this, so right up, and then you fling them down, and the new 4 boys would be there, and 4 girls, and we'd fling the body and make the blood would like flick up in the air, and he didn't know that we're deliberately doing it just for a stir, and it'd go all over him. And we'd make out we're working, and we'd look up and get a big laugh out of it. Anyway, one day we did it, and we flung one down, this young, nervous sort of young fella, and the whole head of the sheep was open right up, and it went right in. So the bloke's face, it didn't hurt him, but his face ended up right inside the neck of the body. And it's one of the funniest things we ever seen. It really made our day. We talked to him about it later on, had a laugh about it, but he was a nervous young lad, and had a little bit of fun with it. But there was no bosses around. We did what we did. We still did our job, trying to fill the day in. And that's what you can do in a place like that. It's a bit like a school. You're having a bit of fun with your mates. So 2 or 3 more things just to wrap the video up at the meatworks where I worked. So we all wore a little T-shirt because it'd be pretty warm in there now and then, a lot of the time. And you cut a bit of wool off and you dip it in the steriliser, like a big chunk of wool. And there'd be a bloke working over there, we didn't do it with the ladies, but there'd be a bloke working over there with his little T-shirt on, and the wool would be hot out of the steriliser, which, I don't know, it might be 82 degrees or something, whatever degrees we are in Australia. Like hot as fuck, steaming hot, and you'd chuck it at their back. Oh, and it'd fucking hit them. Oh, they go like that. But if you put cold water on it straight away, which everyone did, it was all right. Used to get a real good laugh out of it. And I probably started doing it, and then another one, I started, I think a fair bit of it was me, the instigator. But, so the bodies would be hanging upside down, and you'd have a few sheep that would come in that had just had a little baby lamb not so long ago, so they had a lot of milk in the udder. So you start squirting the milk at people, just like fucking having a bit of fun. Even cutting the udder off, going around the room, squirting them. Well, one lad got an infected eye out of a bad bit of milk. Anyway, that had happened that time. And then we used to be doing punching. You're punching the skins off. The lambs, and that mainly lambs to do a good job. The sheep, it didn't matter as much, but you had to make sure the skins were good on the lambs. So there'd be 3 or 4 blokes working around, you see, punching down the side of the lamb. And there was one lad there, I'll say his name. His name was Wayne, younger bloke. Anyway, first thing in the morning, all had his T-shirts on, fucking stung. Real bad, rotten BO, like, you'd go over and take, just because you knew he smelled, I know, when you know someone smells bad, you go over and have a smell. I nearly spewed, it was that bad. Nice nice fella. But anyway, everyone was fucking, we would, like he was there and there's 3 other blokes, we were all talking away from Wayne and we were saying, fuck, he stinks. Like, fuck it, he should be wearing, but no one was going to tell him to wear deodorant, even though we were sort of saying about how stinking he was, like really bad. And obviously didn't know. So the next day I went and bought some deodorant and sat it there on the little bench. So when we were all working, the deodorant was sitting there and he sort of didn't realise it for a minute. And then after a while I looked at him and then I looked at the deodorant and I looked back at him. And he said, "What did you?" I said, "Nothing." Anyway, I was trying to give him the hint spray some fucking deodorant without telling him. Anyway, I said to him, another half an hour later, whatever, I kept looking at the deodorant, looking at him, and everyone was laughing, you know. And I said, Wayne, you fucking stink. Use this deodorant. Anyway, he got a little bit upset by it. And whatever, we all had a laugh. Anyway, a couple of months later, whatever it was, one other time I seen him way down the track. And he come up to me and he said, Didgy, you know that time you having a little bit of fun with the deodorant? He said, I didn't know I stunk. He said, he thanked me for telling him that he stunk because he didn't know how bad he was. And he actually come up and thanked me. Might have been 2 years later. It was a long time later, I think it was. And so there you go. I did it too. Even though I was having a bit of fun and mucking around, I was brave enough to tell him there was something wrong and he thanked me for it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. A lot of good stories. I don't think I'll get in trouble for saying these. It's pretty light. It's not that bad, but yeah, a little bit of fun. And keep watching. And I've got a lot more to come. Subscribe, share, like. Thank you very much. Bye.